hopefully this is working as intended. But I know it's a little weird seeing a different background a little bit. That's mostly because it didn't realize how much room I would have in my room if I had it like this, first off, and second, it is a lot easier to have it like this because I don't have everything in the way. I don't have to move around so much as I used to. But it works, so nice. But I know it's been a while, few weeks since I last did anything. That's mostly because I kind of just needed a break a little bit. Because I know, I know since I'm starting, I shouldn't really uh, have breaks too much. But at the same time, just I don't always want to just do gaming. I don't always want to just sit down because that's what I have to do with, schoolwork and stuff like that. It's just sitting down on a chair, thinking about what games to play, what uh, things to react to, because I watch a bunch of YouTube on my own. So it, so it's like, uh, so not like it's not like a new reaction because I've already seen it. Like when I did uh, the Amazing Digital Circus. I've already seen it like several times. I really love it, but it wasn't really like, oh, watch this, it's new, because people aren't gonna suggest stuff, and I've been around the internet for a lot of time, for a lot of my life, so it's not like, oh, it's brand new thing, because I know it's just hard to know what new thing to watch, because I watch a bunch of animators and stuff like that, so I've seen quite a lot from digital to 3D to or from 3D to 2D. Digital and 3D are basically the same thing. But unless you're talking about 3D 2D artwork where it's like very detailed, but it's just 2D, because there's a lot of impressive work like that too even. But it's it is just interesting just to have uh, just an idea of what to do. Because because I always have to try and get new things, so it's not just Rainbow Six Siege videos all the time. So it's not just Apex, not just Fortnite. Because Fortnite, I'm still not a big fan of it. It's cool, but I just hear about it. Rainbow Six, I need friends to really enjoy. When I'm by myself, I don't really care that much. When it comes to Apex, I haven't been playing it as much, so I'm gonna be asset on it, and I wasn't even great to begin with, so it don't matter. So it's just fun. But but it is just it is just a start on things, so it's not like I'm just might need to change filters and stuff. But it's hold on. Actually, since the light is right here, I don't really need gamma and stuff. It's still a little dark here and there, but not too bad. Seems to be working a lot better now. It looks a little better, but it's just hard to find just new things to do. Because I know I'm not the best at anything. I'm not trying to be the best because, let's face it, perfection doesn't exist. Because there's how many people on this planet, and someone or from somewhere around the world can look at this one thing and go, this is wrong, or that is wrong. So one person can find one issue with said thing, person, place, or thing, or whatever, and then it's not perfect, because it's not perfect to everyone's eyes, because perfection is kind of something for everyone, not just you. Because you might look at it and go, it's perfect, but to someone else, it can be very flawed or something like that. So perfection should cease to exist, because I like cats. I love cats, but other people are more dog person. I like both pets, but I prefer cats more, because yeah, cats have zoomies and stuff like that, but dogs are a lot more hyper and stuff. It depends on what breed too, but it's just if you hear a door knocking, stuff like that, cats are gonna either hide or just sit there and like I don't care, and dogs are gonna be barking, yapping, and stuff like that, and it's just, ugh, it's the noise of it is just gonna be very bothersome to me. So, but adjust that real quick. Oops. If I just move it higher, that might help. That looks better. A little bit. Let's move it down. Nice. Good. Good enough. But yeah, just I can't do everything. Everyone that's already started have numbers and stuff like that. Basically, kind of ruined a lot of smaller channels and stuff like that a little bit, just a little bit, but only because they're trying to make sure that their channel is not being small and outdone by everyone else, because it is sort of a like everything ends up turning into a competition at one point or another, which I hate. I'm not a very competitive person. I don't like being competitive, especially when it comes to some of the games I play, because you don't need to be competitive with everything, yet something happened. Oh, just not go to the screen. But you don't need to be competitive with every single thing, and it just gets to the point where it's annoying. Where's the fun? Where's, it being a game and not just a competitive sport, It's it just gets boring because then everything gets to that point. Like eating and drinking can be a sport too, so it's like, where's the fucking fun at this point? It's like, oh, you can't eat as much as this person, you can't eat as fast as this person, or you can't drink this much of this drink or that drink. It's like, fucking, I just enjoy my shit. I know people aren't doing that with food and stuff around me, but just that with gaming and stuff like that. Everyone's like all my friends and stuff are a lot more competitive, a lot more better. I'm not. I'm not better. I suck ass, and I admit it. I can't do everything like everyone else can. So yeah. So it's just trying and seeing what goes right. But nothing seems to go right all the time. Kind of just get to a point where you just accept it and just relax with it. And when people try to get at you for it, like when I play Rainbow Six, especially by myself, there's a lot of times where I fuck around and turn on my game chat thing so they can hear me, and I just mock the shit out of them. And I don't care what they say. I've been called every name in the book, basically. I've heard every single insult to the point where, like, come up with something new. Like, that's the thing that I also call out to a few people when they're trying to insult is, can you come up with anything better? Because I've heard the, yo mom, I heard the, you're gay, I heard the this, and like, fucking come up with something better. Like, people have been saying this for years. Like, can you not come up with better insults? If you're gonna insult someone, be creative and not just resort to the usual go-to, because then it's just boring. Then it just goes back to, wow, you're relying on something that everyone else does. And just gets to the point where it just sucks, because everyone, not just in an insulting thing too, because uh, other YouTubers too, and even other YouTubers pointed out and say like this is not going to be good for the rest of us because we can't always do that, or we don't always want to do that, or we just don't want to do it at all. Like not everyone needs to go to every fast food joint in their country and go, this is good or that's good. This was the best burger, this were the best fries and stuff like that. It just gets to the point where it's just annoying. Like, I don't need to know about all the best food and stuff like that because I have a different opinion on food. Not everyone likes In-N-Out. I like it because it's just burger, just fries. That's it. I like In-N-Out a lot more than most people because a lot of people are like, oh, it's just very lame, plain, and stuff like that. I like the fact that it's just simply just that. Because I like Jack in the Box, but I don't like their burgers. I like their breakfast menu more. I get their ultimate breakfast sandwich all the time. So that's something I like. What I enjoy. I don't like any of their other things on the menu except for their cheap uh, tacos. That's it. Ugh, excuse me. My stomach is messing with me today. But or if you go to like Burger King. Burger King has good fries. They have, in my opinion, Burger King has the best fries. But then it's just their food. Like every time I get a Whopper, everything is so soggy. Like I can't enjoy it. I can't enjoy Burger King burgers and stuff because it's just very soggy food to me. Like the tomatoes are very soggy, the lettuce very soggy, the bread is soaked somehow. It's just ugh. McDonald's, unless you're getting like a quarter pounder, when you get a Big Mac, which is normally my go-to, when you go with any other sandwich, it's just very boring because it's just very thin patty. Like it's mostly just bread with very little vegetable in there. And then a tiny patty that you can barely even tell. So it's like, I mean, I guess it would be the most healthiest option because it's less meat and stuff and more uh, more bread and vegetable, I guess, but at the same time, like, you're getting a burger, and the main part is, unless you're getting like a veggie burger, is the meat. So, yeah, and it sucks. It, to me, it just sucks. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do? You know? And not everyone needs to. Not everyone is the same. Not everyone needs to be the same. But everyone wants to try to be like this person and that person, so just makes life very boring. Just fun, you know? Just fun. Also, when I'm like this, as you can tell, you can see my thing is like this. Oh, thumbs up. What is going on? I think it's something might be going on with my thing. Okay, there we go. Something was wrong. I wasn't able to see anything for a second. It was weird. But as you can tell, on the bottom of my thing it says now I should be able to see chat is because another thing is when I'm like this, hold on, let me, oh, I won't let me do the same again. When I'm like this, I have a thing right here to hopefully help people because a lot of people are like, hello, can you hear chat at all? Can you not see me? Hello, I'm talking to you and stuff like that. But as you can see, uh, when I'm like this, I can't see chat unless I'm like this now. This is where I can see chat, is when I'm on the just me part. I can't see chat anywhere else because of the phone situation. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Just a little. I don't fully know what's going on with that, but it's just working with what I got. So it's just it's just gets to a point where I say that a lot. It just gets to a point. Just gets to a point. Yeah, I'm starting to notice that now. I try to maintain everything as best as I can because I don't have several screens like everyone does. I don't have one thing to another, stuff like that. Like I don't know how to do everything, so I'm mostly doing everything on one thing too, on a laptop right now. I do have a PlayStation, but it's not gonna work the way I want it to, because nothing's gonna want to work the way I want it to, because nothing ever fucking does. But it's fine. It's fine. Because right now I'm using a phone as a camera instead of the laptop, because this is right now my thumb is covering up the original camera spot I had for, well, not the original, but uh, the camera I had for a while, and that's how I was able to see chat a little bit. Was on it, even though it's not a small phone, it was a tiny screen to see little text of people trying to talk to me and stuff like that. And I feel bad because I'm not able to read it all the time. I have to like reach the side, scroll over, and stuff like that. And it's just, it sucks because I'm not able to have everything at a good spot. And I do have a TV I can use as a second monitor, basically, but I don't know how to set that up. So until I have someone to help me with that or whatever, uh, I'm kind of just left with what I have right now, and what I have right now is the best I can do. But you don't need to be the very best. Just do the best of what you can, basically. I know it's cliche and shit like that, but sometimes just some of that stuff really is just how easy life can be. People are, a lot of people are going for like, what is, hold on, say, I got a text message. It was nothing, just something simple. But life doesn't need to be that complicated. Nothing needs to be that complicated. Just people are stupid and think, oh, this is gonna help, and this is how you get the most money and stuff is by making things complicated and stuff. Or when you make things a little too simple and it gets you a lot of money, because there's a lot of times where I hate a lot of rappers, rock artists, and stuff like that, because it's just the same thing as everyone else is doing almost. Just there's no originality. Er- Everything is basically Hollywood. The same thing over and over. Hopefully it's gonna make them a lot of money, or it's just gonna be a big flop. And so it's just it sucks. And there's a lot of movies definitely from Disney that are kind of the same thing too. Like, what happened to writing good characters? Not every good character needs to be gay. If you're gonna make someone gay, write it good. Don't make it their whole personality. It's a sexuality, not a personality. Okay? But I'm okay with characters being gay and stuff like that. You just don't need to make it like, oh, it's a big surprise that they're gay, or oh, it's their whole thing. And like, it just, there's a lot of movies that already have stuff like that. Do something new. Do something different. Like, I never knew, what was it? One guy from, I'm not, uh, planning on buying anything, trust me. Thank you for letting me know, but I don't want to pay for anything. I'm fine with paying little to nothing with what I got. So, thank you for the offer. But I have to decline that. Good to know though, I guess. but but what was I just at? But you don't need to make it where that's the whole point of the movie. Is like, are they gay? Like, do I like this person, or just trying to get like there's too many things like that. There's too many things like that. It just slowly gets to a point where it's like this movie or that movie, or it's like this movie, but instead of it being straight, or instead of it being gay, it's a straight version of just that. Like, write something original. Or when it comes to something that Disney just loves, loves to do, is write women character as straight from the womb good. And that's boring. Especially when what they did with Mulan, because I never seen the live action version, but from what I've heard, and it's not that surprising, is here's the thing. The original Mulan, I prefer. I loved it. I love the animation. I love the voice acting. I love the way the characters are developing and stuff like that throughout the whole movie. With Mulan, it's basically there is no struggle. There is nothing. It's just I'm good, I'm great, I'm better than everyone here. Doesn't matter if they're uh, male, because I'm better than all of them. It doesn't matter if they're also a female, because I will outsmart them, outwit them, outstrength them, basically, because I'm the more cockier woman kind of thing. That's not a fucking character people can get to. Like, where's the inspiration of just I came out the womb and I'm baddest motherfucker, right? Like, what happened to like the original Mulan, where she struggled, she fought horribly, she couldn't do things well, she couldn't fight well, she couldn't keep up with the guys because these guys were have been doing it for long enough. They were also able to pick it up faster and stuff like that. And then eventually, after time of practice, hard work, some sad and uh, sad and thinking like of I'm not good enough thing, and then eventually overcoming it and becoming a good character, able to actually help save people and stuff like that from working for it. Like, what happened to that? Like, the live action version is basically what Captain Marvel is, oh, I got powers. I'm suddenly better than everyone. Even though in Endgame I got flicked basically and was just gone for like the rest of the movie basically. Like, oh, you need me. You can't survive. And then all that she literally did was come in out of fucking nowhere, destroy one ship, get bitch slapped, and then done. Yeah, you were very helpful. Fucking Black Widow has done more than you, sadly. And she has no powers. She's just a good fucking uh assassin and shit. And you with powers were barely able to do anything? Gamora, yeah, a bunch of strength and shit, but she also worked hard, trained hard, had a fucking horrible backstory because it's basically a global genocide of half of her population just to help balance things. Because Thanos, yeah, he was maybe a mad titan, but there was some logic to it. And even film theory talked about it, going, yeah, it's not a good thing to do, but there is a reason. There's so much food and stuff, but not enough to distribute to everyone else because there's just way too many people. So just cut people in half, or not cut people in half, but well, you could, but just cut the population in half, and now there's plenty of food for everyone. Stuff like that. And although it's crazy how it is, and very violent outcome and stuff like that, but there was a reason for it. But that ended up having Gomorrah having a pretty rough start of being taken away. This is her life now, and stuff like that. And she was able to grow. Jesus Christ, that's a good writing, that's a good written character. And then there is forgot her, I forgot her name. The blue one that ended up getting parts removed from her. Um, I'm going to search that up real quick because I barely heard her name. Nebula? If I'm pronouncing it right, Nebula? Uh, her backstory was really well written. She has a reason to be this pissed off and stuff like that because she kept losing from her stepsister, adopted sister, I guess, adopted sister, and ended up losing a bunch, getting parts of her removed and stuff like that. And so she has a reason to be pissed off. She has a reason to be as good as she was because it's just over and over losing, and so she wants to be better because she was tired of losing. She was tired of being outdone by this random person that she has to call sister and stuff like that. And they both had a pretty terrible father, being Thanos. But still, it's just they need to stop writing characters like they need to stop writing characters like uh, Captain Marvel and start writing characters more like the original Milan, Black Widow, Nebula, Gamora, and like several other people I forgot the names of, but no, but recognize the face. Like the one chick from Aliens, she was pretty badass. Or how about the fucking mother from Terminator? She had to deal with a lot. It was based like sure you can be just all about the robots and stuff, but isn't the movie like mostly just about her and a lot of the stuff that she's kind of been through during these uh, sort of problems, issues, and somewhat crises of what was going on in that movie. So, like, like what the fuck? Like, what happened to good writing? I can talk about, I can talk about a lot of things about Disney and other companies and movies and stuff about how awful writing is, but it doesn't need to be that awful. I can write stuff perfectly. I can think of things really good in my head. And all I need is just the right people, enough money to do things, the right place and stuff like that, and I could write you a pretty good fucking story. It doesn't matter if it's a short movie, a fucking movie, or a whole series, or just do what Umbrella Academy did and have an hour movie long episode for a season. I can do stuff like that. It's just, well, I can think of stuff and what to do. It's just the writing and stuff is going to be a pain in the ass, but writing is always going to be a pain in the ass. Because to get good writing, you need to take time. It's not like, what if we had this movie, but we changed a few things and call it something new? Which is funny because I remember watching, there's a whole TikTok, or there's a bunch of TikToks actually by this person, I forgot the person. But basically, a lot of the videos is, hey, you remember the movie of this and that happened to so and so, and then this and that happens, and they need to find or do or discover this and that just to continue, and then finally the movie ends, kind of thing. And then they're like, sure. It's like, okay, let's watch Finding Nemo, let's watch this and that. And the funny part is, there was one movie where I finally thought, what don't I guess? And it was like, there's a movie about a guy who's about to kill this baby infant or this and that. And they ended up stopping and stuff like that. And he said a completely different movie, but I thought Hunchback of Notre Dame. And he said a completely different movie. It was like, huh, wow. There's several movies you can think of it. And there's so many movies that have the same idea that, like, wow, there's no originality anymore. It's kind of like, if you listen to Distractable, the podcast Distractable, I'm not sponsored by anyone or anything, so probably won't for years. Probably for my whole life, probably. I won't be sponsored by anyone. But I do recommend Distractable, it's really good. But there's a big joke that happened for a while about Wade talking about something, And then the other two go, "Oh, do you mean the movie from 1986 about this movie? The but name put title here and this like that?" It was like, "Yo, fucking come on!" It's like that didn't already happen. Like it's kind of like that in a way, but in a more disappointing and not as funny point of sense. But just it's just fun. Also, what the hell did I get from earlier? I don't want you. Nope. I got. I got a weird TikTok thing. I'd TikTok is a pain in my ass. I don't even know why I keep it. I just do. And it's a good promotional thing, I guess. Like, hey, there's this video from this, or this clip from this video that I took, and this and that, and just, or not took. They're all, a lot of those things are by me. It's not like from someone else. So, yeah, fun, fun. Right. It's weird that this whole chill, let's chat and stuff like that always turns out just me venting a lot. I don't know how, but it's just it does need to be talked about, some of these things. Because I know there's a lot of other people that are gonna just like a lot of people already talked about these things. A lot of people already like, oh, my mind is slow right now. But there's a lot of times where there is moments where a lot of people already done it. So, like, I can't just do what everyone else does. Because I wanna do music so bad. I, I want to do it so much. But life is not fair. So, it's just gonna accept life for what it is and just go on with it. There's only so much you can do. I mean, I don't care. It's everyone deals with life differently, so it just gets to the point where am I gonna accept it or not? But I just accept it at this point. It is nice though to stream because there's gonna be a few people, not all the time, not every time, but it's nice when people come onto some of my streams and go, "Hey, this is cool. Do you want to talk about this and that, or do you want to talk about the game you're playing?" Or the like, it's cool because I never expected to talk to someone during when I played Doki Doki Literature Club. That was really cool. I thought it was awesome. And it was cool getting to hear or talk to some people about just music things in life and stuff just because no one really cares. Simple as that. No one cares. It's a sucky thing to accept, especially when you're in a tough spot in life. I know I don't have the best life. I know it's not the worst. And it's funny when people think about your life or hear about your life and go like, "Ah, it's nothing compared to what I've been through." Like, who cares? Because you might have gone through something before, but are you going through said thing now? Because it sucks when a lot of people go, "Oh, I've been through this and that." Like, you're not really listening. You're just hearing me complain and then going, "Oh, I had it worse." And it, that's, it sucks. But what am I supposed to do, you know? There's only so much you can do. So, not everyone has a good outlet. Some people resort to a lot of things that I'm not going to talk to because I kind of did with also Doki Doki Literature Club on some things, but not everything because there's a lot more. Trust me, I know because I've done quite a few things in my life, but I can say a lot, but no one cares. It's a suck. It really does suck to accept that fact, but it's cool. Not everyone needs to know your pain and suffering, but it's good to know that someone gets you. Not gets to you, but just gets you to, like, they understand a little bit. Because the sucky part is people say, I know what you're going through. No, you fucking don't. You don't understand everything. Like, I know a lot of people come up to me like, you don't know everything. No, but I do know a lot. I'm not claiming to be like Mr. Wise Guy. I can be a smartass, yes. Especially when it comes to some things that are just very common sense based and stuff like that. Or I think way too simply to go like, why couldn't you just do this? And people are like, oh shit. Or like, huh, that's really smart and stuff like that. Like, I'm not the smartest person. A lot of people call me really smart or genius. Well, I know I'm not. I know I'm not. Because there's a lot of times when I'm a fucking dumbass, so. And that's kind of the point of why I post a few things of just me doing simple things. Or just messing up a lot. Like I have one TikTok and YouTube short of I blew up a teammate on accident on Rainbow Six because I thought, well, impacts blow up walls, but if I hold a grenade for long enough, will it blow up the wall the same way? Just have to time it perfectly, stuff like that. I don't know. So I tried it. It killed a teammate, and it was just all went to shit. And on YouTube, uh, a guy, I don't care what he said. I thought it was funny. I laughed about it for like half an hour. I'm not even joking. But the guy goes, "Man, you suck. You're ass." Goes to Fortnite and shit like that. Like, fucking, who cares? Have you seen any of my other clips of me doing better shit? Like, it's not. You judge off of one small thing, and all of a sudden, that's your only reference of me? Is, oh, I messed up one or two things. Well, this guy sucks. There's games where I've done well. There's games where I literally had to pull my own weight because everyone else on my team died because someone expected turn or they weren't able to shoot fast enough or this and that. So I ended up having to, like, one game I was playing as Zero on Rainbow Six, planted the bomb twice, killed everyone twice. Well, not everyone, like one or two people were already killed before, but I killed like 3 to 4 people sometimes, and not sometimes, but I was able to kill everyone and get us the win because I had to pull my own weight and make sure I won this for the team I was put with. So, like, you can't just go, oh, you suck ass. Not everyone has the greatest games. That's why I post both. I'm gonna have sucky games no matter what. And I'm gonna have great games here and there. I'm not gonna have all the great games and stuff like that all the time. Like, there's a lot of YouTubers and stuff, especially when it comes to like zombies. They're like, oh, I went down on round 3 because I wasn't paying attention well enough. Okay, that's cool. I've fucked up like that before. It's cool to relate to people like that because you're not always gonna be perfect. You're not gonna always be like this and that, you know? Because perfection, one, doesn't fucking exist, and two, not everyone is on a daily grind, people will fucking say. Like, it's just a flow state. Not everyone is on a flow state. Once you're in a flow state, a lot of things come easier. You can do things well. There's a lot of times where I fuck up cooking here and there, and I learn from my mistakes. As long as I'm calm, because when I'm cooking and pissed off, I just pissed off entirely, like, oh, I fucked up this, fucked up that, hate this, fuck your father, stuff like that. But that's a reference people probably don't remember. Uh, but it's not everyone's on their A game, so it's just weird when people go, "Oh, you suck ass because you did this wrong or that wrong." I don't care. I make fun of people trying to tell me or other people that they're shit. I don't care if it's directed towards me or not. I fucking mock them and say exactly what they're doing. Just and then tell them just because you can say this doesn't mean I can't. You're saying fucking words, you know? But everyone also at the same time doesn't take words the same way as I do because I've been called many things, so why let it get to me at this point, you know? But there are days where, and I do understand, there are days where I or other people wake up tired as hell, hate the world already and stuff like that, and all they did was just woke up. And when it comes to those days, you can be pissed off about anything. That's kind of a free card for you, is if you woke up pretty shitty, couldn't sleep and stuff like that, to the point where just the tiniest thing will piss you off, be mad all you want. That with all the respect, just don't do anything towards anyone that's way too harmful. Just you have the right to be a lot more pissed off because something was off. And but when it comes to just a regular day, you can't just have one person say one thing or another and it just ruins your whole entire day. There's a lot of times where I've been told, like, besides the other thing, I've been told, like, oh, this sucks, you suck, and this, just, who cares? Who cares? No one does. Like, the point of no one cares can go both ways, because, I don't, like, no one cares that you say this or that in your opinions. Okay, no one cares that you fucking are an asshole, you know? Like, I just don't get what goes through people's heads sometimes. Because a lot of people can be predictable if you notice like patterns and stuff like that. Because there's a lot of times where people do the same pattern, and you pick up on some things. And it's funny when you call them out, because then sometimes it embarrasses them. It's like, oh, I didn't realize, and they're like, face turns red, and it's cute. It's a cute thing. I say it like I'm not human myself, but it's just fun. Just little things can do a lot to people. So, it's a weird world. But it's a world that we have to accept. I wish it wasn't, but there's only so much you can do, you know? Also, I don't know if I'm gonna change the music or not. I've been using the same video for a while. I've been using the same uh, YouTube video for a while for the background music that you're hearing right now. And I don't know if there's other stuff. Uh, this one looks promising. Let's see. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the royalty free music. If you use music from this channel in your videos, please make sure to credit the channel by putting the text below. Gonna copy that for later so I don't forget. Just real quick. Oops. Ooh, excuse me. News. This works the way I want it to. Gonna add this. Just so you can see it, actually, this might help. Oops. I am gonna put this in the description and stuff like that, but not really liking it. I'm not liking it. No. I put the description just to make sure. So if other people want to watch it or listen to it, it's fine. But it's not as relaxing. I need like a good slow, steady one. Because I don't need it to be like slightly, oh yeah, pump it, stuff like that. No, I don't need that. Besides, it's chilling, not amping. It's supposed to be relaxing, not fucking let's bump it up. I mean, stupid, but it's fun. Oh, I can edit it, huh? Actually, that might help. get this as even as possible. I hate this trying to get even shit because I know it's gonna bother me. It's close enough to the center. Can't. Oh, it's gonna bother me all day. You know what? Fine, fuck it. It's not gonna. It's not gonna be fucking centered properly because it's not letting me. Because to be properly centered, it needs to be 504 on both sides, but it's 503 and 505. Fuck. Alright. Ain't that fun. Fun. Anyway. What else is there to talk about? The break part should probably come back to. I don't stream all the time as much as I kind of used to. Used to at least have like one or two here and there. Just doing everything myself sucks. I love streaming when I'm playing with friends because I enjoy it a lot more. And you know, I miss them. I miss being able to see them in person and stuff, so yeah. Also, funny thing, uh the thing telling me about the promotion for my channel and stuff like that. I think it's funny because I haven't seen that in almost a year or two. I want to say about a year or two. So it's funny seeing that again because that's like a weird, like, oh, I forgot those existed. Because I haven't seen, like, oh, I want to be promoted and stuff like that. It's weird because I haven't seen that in so long. Though, like, I'm not gonna do anything about it. Like, I'm just gonna let it be and I'm not gonna do anything. But it's just funny to see those there. The fucking lungs. Ugh. Ow. So it's just a nice and relax. Also, I did change my description thing a little bit to I just post. It just says I post whatever now because it did say I post whatever and in uh, parentheses warning may be controversial stuff like that. And then after thinking a little bit, after two of them that talked to me, I was like, what's so controversial about this and stuff like that. And I started to think maybe it was kind of pointless to put that there because anything could be controversial, and then they thought like of other things. So it was like they brought up good points to like, so is it like this? And I'm like, no, but it's just it was pointless for me putting that there. So yeah, it was just something I ended up getting rid of on everything because it was like, what's the point of it being called controversial when everything could be controversial? So yeah. Facial hair is growing a little bit, but not much. Wish I can grow a lot better, but it's still training it and stuff, so takes time. Ooh, excuse me. Excuse me. Anyway, I don't know what else to talk about. It's fun though. Hopefully, everything is doing, everyone is doing pretty good though. Just relax, I guess. It'll be funny to do like a one of those weird streams of like the sleeping videos. Just watch people sleep, which I think it's weird in general. Like, why, why am I watching this person sleep? I get it. There's ones where like, oh, if you say or do something with the chat or send bits and stuff like that, it will make a loud noise and stuff like that. So it's just that one makes sense because you're just fucking with them, but it's weird. It's a weird fucking concept that a lot of people have done. But I'm definitely not gonna do that. It's weird. It would be nice to get, uh, views and stuff like that, but I'm not that desperate for views because that's ridiculous. It it most like it does do numbers though. It does do numbers. But really, do I really want to do stuff like that? Like I don't think so. Want to see if I can do something with the microphone, but it doesn't work the way I thought it was gonna. But it's fine. Wasn't that important anyway. Uh, yeah, I guess that's all I have to really say right now. It's gonna be a weird video when it comes to YouTube. Because it's just gonna be a kind of a update-ish video for YouTube. Which I do stream on here mostly because streaming apparently is good for streaming apparently is good here is apparently good for or Twitch is good for like smaller channels a little bit. Which I can see that because I don't get a lot of people, but it's cool to see that a lot of people interact with you. Unlike YouTube though, YouTube and I can tell you need more you need numbers already. So Twitch is a kind of a start. YouTube is more of you have a more stable platform, uh, basically. So it's yeah. And it's also funny too because even TikTok, because I don't stream on TikTok, I don't plan on doing it ever. But whenever I post my YouTube shorts into TikTok, it's funny seeing the difference between YouTube and TikTok audience. Because when it comes to YouTube, it shows a big difference. Because when it comes to that same clip I was talking about earlier, the one that I threw the grenade and accidentally killed a teammate, on YouTube version was the guy said that, oh, you suck, go to Fortnite and shit like that. Like, I don't care. I laughed for a while. But the same fucking video too. This tells you everyone's fucking different. On TikTok, I was talking with this random person a little bit because it wasn't like, oh, you suck. It was more like, man, there was some there was like underlying meaning to killing that guy, and I was like, yeah, kind of, because what happened before that was everyone was already talking shit to me a little bit. And it was just a bunch of shit talkers put into my team, so it was a little bit of some hatred behind it, but not really. It was unintentional, but it kind of helped because I didn't care if we won or lost. I just wanted to be done and away from those fuckers. But it was funny when they said that, oh, it was like you had some hatred for it, and I was explaining, telling them that yeah, it basically was. So it wasn't just on accident, but at the same time, it mostly was. But it like at the same time on over on YouTube, it's, oh, you suck. You should stick to Fortnite. Like, fuck, who cares? You gonna stick to the same insult that everyone else does, or you gonna be creative, be new? Because it ain't funny. It ain't insulting. It's lame, boring. Come up with more shit. So, yeah. Um, and I don't care. Because I do eventually on TikTok get people are like, oh, you should play something else because you suck. But no matter what platform I'm on, it depends on people who watch it too, because uh, everyone has their own opinion, and yeah, I'm not going to be great as literally anyone else, but I just do my own thing. That's kind of the point of why I have in the description of I post whatever. I made cooking videos. One of them was, or two of them actually, were just trying something new. The first one was spam wasubi. I hate being delicate with things because my hands aren't very delicate. My hands get very shaky when I need to be delicate. That's why I can't draw or shit. But I made some pretty good spam wasubi. I was able to roll it even without a sushi roller because uh, it was originally my cousin's. Since I was making a lot of sushi and stuff, or trying to, a lot more, I needed it. Which I've made it pretty good, it's just I never had anything good to cut it with. No. But when it came to the spam wasubi, I was able to do pretty well. Well, I'm not gonna do that all the time because it was something just new to try. The second time I've tried that, because I've made it before I even recorded it. Then there was the other one where, yeah, it was kind of a lot of sugar, but the thing is, uh, there's a reason for it. Because if you're making a simple syrup and stuff like that, it's 1 cup water, 1 cup sugar. Or if you're making like a really sweet barbecue sauce, it's because a lot of people make barbecue sauce with 1 cup water, 1 cup sugar as a simple syrup. But if you want it kind of sweeter, 1 cup water, 2 cups sugar. And it's not that bad. I've made it before. It's really good. But one video I made was definitely a lot more than 1 cup of water. So of course I had to use definitely a lot more than 1 cup of sugar. It was a pretty big pot or pan. It was a deep pan. So of course I had to use a lot of sugar because it was a lot of water. It was measuring. And then someone goes, oh, what is this diabetes shit? You don't know how simple syrup works, because that was kind of the base of it. I know it's something that was stupid. I was trying something new. It was just completely simple. And then the other times I'm cooking, it's stuff I'm used to. I'm simple. I'm a very simple person. The first ones were just trying something new. The other cooking videos was just this is what I can do. This is what I know. So it don't matter. But people say and do whatever. Ow. My whole body does not feel correct today, and I don't know why. Well, that's fine. Ugh, excuse me. Oh, my back. Ugh. A little later, I'm going to probably be streaming Rainbow Six again or something. Maybe, depending on someone else, maybe. But who knows? Also, just to make sure, I want to make sure I can hear myself a little bit. Hello. Make sure I can hear myself a little bit. Hello. Sounds like it, yeah. Sounds like I can hear myself, so we're all good. It's funny looking at the camera thing too, because I can tell the little darkness from here from all the small hairs, darkness here from all the small hairs, and then just this big patch right here. It's funny. A lot of people probably don't fucking notice and or care, but you know. Which another thing too is I don't like talking about me that much, even though I kind of have to, because there's no one else to. I'm not just gonna like not really rat people out. Expose people, I guess would be the right word. I'm not gonna expose other people that I know and stuff like that, because what the fuck? But, so I kind of have to just talk about me, in which I don't like to. Which, in a lot of other videos, you might go, oh, bullshit, you talk about yourself a lot. I don't like to. Oh, trust me, I don't really like talking about myself all the time because it's just I don't like me. So, but what else is there to talk about? I don't know what else to talk about. So basically, I had my vent, had my conversations and stuff. Probably let this stream out a little longer, but who knows? I Is there anything else I need to talk about? I don't know. If I can. Another that's another issue I guess I can talk about is being tired all the time. That's probably why I forget what I'm doing a lot and trying to remember things quickly because even earlier when I was trying to talk, I forgot exactly what I was talking about as I was doing it. And I do joke around when other people do it, but when it happens to me, I'm like, well, it's kind of karma, one, and two, just it happens to whoever. It doesn't always need to happen though, but can't always change everything. And other people, it's funny when people call you out for it sometimes, but it's another thing when people are like insulting you. Which also leads back to the thing I mentioned earlier is just, uh, um, words are just words to me because I've heard everything. Unless unless you woke up and had like a shitty start to your morning, then yeah, you have a good right to be pissed off because even I do. It's not really wanting to be a hypocrite because I do get pissed off by words sometimes, but there's a lot of times where I spend like half an hour laughing at people going, "Oh, you suck ass" and stuff like that because like you took the time to tell me that. You wasted your time to tell me that instead of just watching, saying, "Oh, that guy sucks," and then scrolling. It's it baffles me that there's people that literally try to take the extra step to say, "Ooh, you suck," leave, and then like, what am I supposed to do with this information? It's like, "Ooh, you suck." I'll toss out the pile of whatever else people said. Which another thing too is when I'm playing with some friends here and there, it is so funny to me seeing how much more competitive my friends can be compared to me. Because there are a lot of friends that I have that are like, "Oh, you should have done this, you should have done that. Why you suck? You should have pushed. You should have rotated with me. You should have." And I'm just sitting here laughing like I'm just enjoying life, just sitting here doing the best I can because I know I could have done better. I've at one point was better than what I was because one, I sat down, was able to just play the game for hours and actually learn, and the more games I played, I was able to win a few more. And I was able to get higher stats, I guess you can call it. But to other people, that's everything. Like, oh, I got the best heirloom on Apex, or I got the best skin on Fortnite, or I can get 20 kills, 20 bombs on Apex and Fortnite. I can kill half a lobby in Warzone. I can get my gun to have the less recoil or hardest hitting and stuff like that, so it's a laser beam. Who cares? Like, I used to spend way too much time finding what's the best thing from other people instead of just sitting down going, huh, this gun is actually pretty good. Because when it came to around the time Vanguard came out, and when Vanguard came out, a lot of the attachments like if you weren't using weapons from Vanguard in Warzone, basically don't play the game because all the weapons from Modern Warfare 2019 and Cold War couldn't compare because you were able to have 10 attachments. They were easy to counteract each other. So, like, oh, this gives you good recoil, but it makes it hard to run, but then you can add another attachment you can have like two attachments that help you run faster and it doesn't affect stuff. So like it was basically use Vanguard weapons for Warzone or just try your best with what could work with just five attachments. And it just gets to the point where that's boring. And but I was able to find weapons that worked really well. Like I loved using the STG-44 and MP40, and I knew it was a good weapon before all these other YouTubers started going, "Oh, this is the best weapon to use. Here's the top 10 attachments you should put on this gun and that gun. Here's the top 10 weapons you should use." And the STG-44 and the MP40 were pretty high, and it was good, and I was even running it uh the way that YouTubers were running it without even realizing because it was like, oh, use this optic, this barrel, this muzzle, this and that, and I'm like, I've already been using this, except for maybe one or two things sometimes, or maybe I made the class perfect before this video even came out. I already found it out because I don't need to do everything by everyone else because I just took the time and enjoyed myself and just nitpicked everything to find the perfect thing for me for so I can have a better time using this weapon. But then there's still the people that are highly competitive that are just annoying because you got the people that just go you're trash, or even when they suck at this game they go I'm better. It's annoying. No matter what, you don't need to nitpick every small detail or anything. It's boring. Just like this conversation. Or not conversation, but what I'm talking about. Is boring. I know. I'm not the greatest. Not the best. Not trying to be. I'm doing everything my way because I like it my way. I don't like things done everyone else's way. So, sue me, I guess. I don't know. And if you want, and here's another thing too. If you want to watch good gameplay, people pulling aces or solos and this and that, watch anybody else. Because I do not care how good or bad I play. I do not care what I could have done or should have done. That's all for the people who play this for all their life. That's for people that just you know, I don't know. It's also I need to check something because I haven't streamed in a while. I want to see something real quick. Okay, it's pretty big. The wall on screen thing. I won't be able to see the chat. I just needed to know because I haven't streamed in a while. But everything doesn't need to be fast and complicated. But everyone's trying to get to that because that's how everything kind of is, oh, I need to do this, need to do that, I need to turn around, need to do 360, need to wall bang, need to this. Just play the game and enjoy. That's what games used to be. What happened to just sit back, relax, and enjoy the game, enjoy the show, enjoy this and that. It's just there's no more joy. All the joy and things have been drawn out. Like Like I live near Vegas. I fucking miss when Vegas used to just be nice to just walk around in. Sure, there were still murders and stuff like that happening here and there. Fuck yeah, Vegas. But like for example, I ended up walking for a friend because they were going through like a mental problem at one point. So I ended up walking about 2 hours to downtown Las Vegas. And the funny part is, like, about a week ago, there was like a guy who stabbed like two chicks or something like that. Like, wow, really? But I still ended up walking down there and had a good time. Hopefully, I was able to help him, but just it. I miss when Vegas used to just be a nice thing to walk around in. I know it's not a good thing to inhale, but I used to miss walking around casinos and smell the tobacco and sometimes the weed because it's not like, oh, I'm getting high off of it. It was just such a nostalgic smell because I used to be around a lot of casinos and stuff because of where my parents used to work at. And it was just a nice environment, just seeing a bunch of people, no matter if they're like in their 20s or in their 40s or 50s or even older or younger, but just seeing a lot of people going to the movies, going to the arcade, going to the slot machines, going to the buffet or cafes and stuff like that. And now people can't really enjoy just going there without it just being the next new show, the next new event. Oh, I fucking love balls. Let's put a spear or a sphere in the fucking middle of it. Oh, I kind of like how Europeans are doing F1. Let's destroy a bunch of fucking trees and shit and add F1 here. And fuck up a bunch of people who have to drive to work and stuff. Because uh, I remember hearing a family member trying to pick up another family member yelling at a bunch of people being stupid because I admit, yeah, they were. There's people cutting in, don't know what they're doing, almost running into us or other people because people don't know how to drive and stuff like that. Isn't that how infrastructure is done in the US though? Probably. I'm not a genius on everything, but especially since in Las Vegas, especially Nevada in general, there is a bunch of empty parts. Like, if you're going to put something there, do what Allegiant Stadium did. If you don't know what Allegiant Stadium is, basically Raiders Stadium now. They put it to the side. There's barely any traffic and stuff that happened driving past it when it was being constructed. And even now, when it's done, there's barely any problems driving uh, through near it because it's towards the side of the city. It's not built into it like the sphere was and stuff. And so many people had to go around and take longer roads, and things were being slow. Instead of having 4 lanes, we are down to like 1 or 2 lanes and stuff like that. And it became an issue because it's in the middle of a packed area already. And then they thought, let's just add more shit. And no one's gonna fucking worry about it. No one's gonna complain about it. And even though there's gonna be a lot of people, and it sucks too, also knowing it's like what, billion, more or less $1 billion for F1 to be a thing here. And it's cool that they're trying to do new stuff. I don't really care about races in general. I don't care about NASCAR. F1 is just different, faster aerodynamic cars and stuff like that the Europe from Europe and stuff like that. I I'm not a big fan of cars in racing stance. I like some cars, especially vintage cars, just not into the new slick, more aerodynamic. I just don't like them because everyone's gonna go, oh, you need this car, this that car. Oh, I have the better car. Who cares? It's just a car. especially the pricing too, because one mess up and that's going to cost you a lot of money to get repairs, and you're not going to be able to drive it because either it's going to be totaled or it's going to be too much money to fix all the repairs. They could have hosted it quite easily, but they had to do a lot of remodeling and stuff because there's a lot of streets that are very cracked, have potholes here and there. Not so much, but just very little here and there. Then they had to, apparently, they also had to break fountains and get rid of trees and stuff. So they had to basically get rid of a lot of nice small things in Vegas just to have this thing. And the problem is too is just before it even started, one car already cost them like 5 million bucks already, I believe it was 5 million, because one wrong thing happened. And that cost them so much money just to get it repaired and stuff like that. Just for the damage and things. So imagine what's gonna happen when it starts. Because one wrong move or one wrong turn and it knocks down a casino floor or something like that, there might not be F1 again. They already had to. Uh, I guess they already had to tear down a lot of things because of where they're putting it. Because instead of just making a new thing on the side, oh, but I don't remember if I make a road that's gonna break in 5 years. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot more cost efficient. Like it already was, because it's like I said earlier, it's like what, 1 billion bucks, $1 billion that were put into just having this thing in general, let alone all the repairs, replacements, repavement, remodeling, demolishing, and stuff like that. Roman concrete roads are still formed to this day. Yeah, that's also another thing too, is technology, which which is funny too, because no matter what you look at in technology, it's funny knowing that everything, especially when it comes to like, no matter if you're looking at like iPhone or Samsung or whatnot, instead of sitting down, taking a few years to find a better like phone, they're just for them to mostly make a lot of money, is they're taking so much time to just make a simple phone with like one or two new updates and stuff like that compared to the previous phone. And then here's the new phone, and then next year is the new model and stuff like that. Like, what was the point of just buying the new one instead of just waiting a few years to uh because the phone still works unless you like accidentally leave it in a pocket and it's in the washing machine or dryer, or you accidentally drop it and cracks the screen and stuff like that. It's just gonna, because we love consumerism. Basically, well, most people. If it doesn't break, why even try replacing it? Because I had to end up using the laptop as a camera for a while because one of my tripods broke, and I usually use my phone as a tripod. So now I'm able to use my phone again because I was able to get a new tripod eventually. So it was something that definitely needed to be replaced because it was something that was broken. But I'm probably not going to replace this tripod for years until something happens or I ended up getting something much better to replace it, but I'm not just gonna replace it because, oh, I got this new thing, I need to throw this out immediately. Like, same thing with food, too. Yeah, that is true. A lot of people think they need this and need that, but y do you really, though? Do you really need the new iPhone instead of using that to pay like a little rent or help you pay for something else that you actually need? Yeah, that's true, because like, oh, I really need or I really want new clothes. It doesn't have to be the best design clothes. It could just be like, oh, I need new pants. I really want new pants because these ones aren't fitting and stuff like that. You need, like, you need food to live. You can also want a specific type of food. Yeah, definitely, because I crave tacos a lot. I love some good tacos. I don't care if it's carne asada. I don't care if it's just a burrito. I don't care. Mexican food in general, I crave. I can enjoy anything from tamales to chilaquiles, enchiladas. Doesn't matter what it's made with, as long as it's getting into my mouth and down my stomach. I'm good. Yeah, it. You have to make sure you have everything too, because you can't just eat. Uh, like you said, you can't eat tacos all the time. You can't eat sandwiches all the time. You can't just eat pasta all the time. You know, you have to mix. Oh, and you can also be weird like me and crave healthy foods here and there. There's a lot of times where I crave carrots and apples for some reason because I'm not always craving like, oh, I want some meaty and savory and stuff like that. But also I'm weird to the point where I don't like sweet stuff all the time or at all. Like uh, I prefer having sodas than candy, even though it's not really healthier, but it just candy doesn't hit me that much. Yeah, of all the cravings I have, yeah, it definitely is. It's a weird one, but it's just a simple satisfaction of just having a nice crunchy or nice juicy apple or a nice carrot, you know? Yes, US candy is very, very sweet. Way too sweet. And the fact that, and I'm pretty sure other countries have nothing compared to US because bigger is apparently better here, and it's very problematic because I remember watching a few videos of like US compared to the UK. UK doesn't have as much stuff, or you don't get as much from a KFC menu. There's not that many alternative flavors of Mountain Dew and stuff like that. So it's just, uh, that's just the thing, is, hold on, is the US doesn't have as much, or doesn't really have much to say so because it's kind of a diabetic place, which makes sense of why it is. Yeah, that is also true. Well, also it depends on who or what you're getting it from too, because there are people who like making things traditionally, and then there's the way that people like making it. Like, for example, I don't always make uh BLTs the same way. Like, I like BLTs normally, bacon, lettuce, tomato. That's it. Well, also I like putting my own twists on things. Oh, that packaging, yeah, that is a big issue too, from individually packed things like Quaker cats. Yeah, thing like there's a lot of individually things that are individually wrapped. There are things that just have so many wrappings that don't need to, like Reese's Pieces. Like, why do you need a wrapper just to have paper underneath it? Come on, sir. Yeah, that is oof. Ingredient, yeah. There's when you talk about ingredients and stuff like that, there's so many layers to U.S. food and drinks. It is sad because I just mentioned like several things, and you meant like the ingredients. I talked about like two other things. There's so many things wrong with food in general in America. It's just it's too sugary, too addicting. Hell, even even some places are much worse. Or like when you go to talk about states, like apparently in Texas, they have sweeter tea. It's not like sweet tea because it has more sugar. It's a lot more sweeter. Like wow, how diabetic can or can a state be? You know that you need so much sugar. And some things don't. Some things kind of hide it in a way too, or some things aren't placed correctly. Like Panera. I remember watching a food theory video, and they were talking about their charged lemonades. If you don't know what that is, or never heard of it, it's basically lemonade but with an energy drink kind of kick in a way. Because people don't realize that in Panera, because I never been into one, but apparently there's a coffee section, and there's the rest of the soft drinks like sodas and stuff. And instead of the charged lemonades being near the caffeinated drinks, it's near the sodas. And people are having like five either small or large uh, cups of this drink, and it has so much caffeine. It has like more than like 6 to like 8 cups of caffeine just in one large drink, and you're having like several of those. Like, how come your heart didn't stop? Like, how come you're still even alive? You know? Heart attack in a can, yeah. But the worst part is you can get it a large, and in America, larges are fucking bigger than most places in the world. So it's just very concerning to live when you're talking about eating healthy and stuff. Because also there's a lot of people that are like, I'm craving a burger, and then there's so many options of burgers, and then even that goes to another road. But even and Panera apparent was able to get around. I don't know if they got sued or anything for it, but with the charged lemonades, it has a small. It's like reading a fine print on a contract. There's a small thing on the uh underneath it that says it contains caffeine and stuff like that. There is some places there are some places like that actually. It's not insult. I don't care. I don't stand for any country. Born and raised in America, I hate America, but doesn't mean I'm gonna support another country. I don't like it. But when you eat stuff like Panda, I don't know what it is. If you had Panda Express, I don't know if other uh, countries have it the same way. But if you eat Panda for some reason, I can be full, and then like 5 minutes later, it doesn't matter if I took a shit or not. I feel so hungry again. So I ended up eating the leftovers of what I just had. And I feel like it's mostly because a lot of food is processed. So there may or may not be a thing or two here and there that may make you like more hungry later. Or maybe it's the sweets burning it, everything and stuff like that. Like I don't know everything. I'm not a scientist. I don't have anything to back it up. But I feel like there's too many foods that make you hungry right after just eating to be just a coincidence. Especially when it's mostly like Panda. Like I've had Panda over and over. And there's times where like, oh, I'm full, and then late at night when I'm still hungry, I'm back in the fridge eating the thing I was just eating, or anything else that was not finished. So it's not just you. It's not really insulting. It just makes sense because I know what you mean. As someone who tries to tries eating things here and there, fast food, because I don't want to eat fast food all the time, but I definitely get what you mean. It's just always that weird looming feeling of I'm hungry again, but I just ate like 2 minutes ago. So that's not just you. That happens to a lot of people. A lot of people have talked about that. Jeez, there's a lot of things in general that are just not good. You, it don't matter to me. I'm not patriotic. I don't stand anything for anything. I mean, yeah, no matter what you look at, it can talk about countries, you can talk about race, you can talk about sex, you can talk about uh basically anything. There's always going to be a good side and bad side. Just people don't know how to balance things here and there. Because yeah, there's a lot of good things that happen in America, but then there's also a lot of bad things that happen. Because you can look at Vegas and going, oh, that's cool. There's this and that. You can go to a bar next or a strip club. Then you can go to a concert and stuff like that. Oh, let's forget about the murder that just happened like 2 hours ago. Like, there's too many things to balance out, though. Yeah, it it's hard to stand anywhere because I don't know how. No matter what topic I talk about, I always somehow find myself in that gray middle, that like weird line that not a lot of people end up standing. It's just like that fine line that just I agree with this side but also disagree. But I can say the same with this because I can agree with this thing but also disagree with another thing. So it's that weird balance that just gets very uncomfortable a lot because it just leaves you to the point where I don't want to talk about it enough because everyone's just gonna try to either persuade you or just shit talk you about it. As devil's advocate, yeah. Because I can say a lot of things that can piss people off because there's some things that people don't know and sometimes don't accept, but I can say that about anything. Yeah, that's also another thing too is if you don't agree with me, you're my enemy. Like there's no more just sit down and talk kind of thing. It's just yelling at each other until someone's victorious. And that just leads to a lot of issues. It leads to way too many people against each other. It leads to way too many people doing outrageous things that don't really matter or just messes you up more. Because a big thing too that a lot of people tend to forget, I mean a lot of people, this is talking about communities, business, just you as a person in general too, is representation. That's a big thing for a lot of things. If you have a bad representation, people aren't going to look at you very good. So if you're known for doing this or that, people aren't going to look at you very good. And a lot of people tend to uh, forget that and they keep going, well, why are we being so hated? Maybe because there's some people that are ruining your representation. So either they're not in your community or they're just someone that you have to sadly accept as part of your community that is ruining you because there are people that try putting other people down too, which it sucks. Like, how am I supposed to support uh, a group of people if there's also the other group of people that make it hard for people that even other people like in their own community like, why are you like this kind of thing? It's just it's weird because not everyone's the same, and it's weird when you try to group people together and no matter what. Yeah, and it's kind of the reason why there's the saying, or not the saying, but it's basically this is why we can't have nice things, is because there's always someone who tries to take it a little too far, and either people are with them or against them. Like, no matter what, it's a problem. Like, you can talk about anyone, any group, any community. And there's even things that I go like, okay, I see a little bit of why, but it doesn't mean you should be doing these things because it's not good. No good. No bueno. But just you can't always judge everything off of one thing. Because, and I've said several times in this stream, there's a lot of times where I do fuck up when I'm playing games and stuff. And I always have people here and there going, oh, you're fucking ass. Play this game or that game instead, because you apparently can't play this game. And I'm like, have you seen any of my other clips? You're only judging me off of one clip. And I posted it on purpose because I kind of want to get a balance of, yeah, I can be good, but also I'm not good all the time because no one's perfect. Perfection doesn't fucking exist. And it sucks that people get stuck at that thought of, ah, fuck you, I'm gonna play what I want. Basically. Basically. I mean, yeah, it's funny with some of my friends too, because a lot of them are very, very fucking competitive. And there's a lot of them that go like, oh, you should have done this, should have done that. Oh, you should use this attachment, that attachment. Or they're yelling at me like, oh, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm going, I'm just enjoying myself. And then because when it comes to friends, I don't care. I laugh or make them laugh or this and that. So it's like a good weird balance right there. But then when it comes to random strangers going like, "Oh, you suck ass" and stuff like that while we're in the same group and stuff, sometimes they're shit talking when they have no leg to stand on, and even when they do, who cares if, "Oh, I'm the best" and stuff, shit like that. Like, who cares? Like, there's games I can think of that I was doing a lot better than what you fucking showed me. So, haha, joke's on you. I don't give a shit, and I can do better, just not right now, because I don't always play games all the time, so it's just it's it's just a weird thing that people don't realize. Especially when a lot of people I feel like they're trying to just get to me for no good reason. Because what's the point? I don't know you, you don't know me, and it's just yeah, not worth my energy. Like you said, not worth your energy. And it's just it baffles me that this is what we have to agree as humanity. Because people say humanity's great. I can list several facts that prove you otherwise. But there are a good that happen here and there. I'm not ignoring that. But you can't ignore the good things, but you can't ignore the bad things. Humanity is as basically, especially if you've been around the internet as long as I have. We have some unicorns. Jimmy Carter. Steve Irwin. Yeah. If you've been around the internet long as I have and been bored and have no parent or guardian to block you from a lot of things, you get to see some fucked up shit. Like I've seen things that would scar people, but I just don't care enough to I just accept that this is reality because I know it happens. I know it happens daily. So why just doom and gloom about it when one, it's not nothing to really deal with me, but also two, uh, just weird. I have seen, yeah, and the sucky part is too when it comes to even more fucked up shit. Like Yeah, humanity is not, it's far from great. And another thing too is I've seen a lot of uh things about suicide. I've seen suicide videos. I've seen like stuff about, what was it, Ronnie McNutt or something like that. Like I feel really bad for him because he didn't get the help that he needed. And then there are people who literally make jokes about it. Like, really? It's fucked up. It's like people are willing to make jokes about things that just, one, probably shouldn't have happened in general, but sadly that's not how life works. Thank you. My hair is kind of a mess. I'm doing good today. My hair is just dense and hard to comb a lot. But yeah, it's just. Hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of people that go, I know what you're going through. No, the fuck you don't. You may have gone with, right now, they basically talking about just how uh, life is basically just whatever. It can be anything. I mean, it's funny to make jokes like that here and there, but when it's about other people, it gets to the point where, like, what is going on with your head? Like, what made you think, was this really okay to joke about someone else who is dead because of this thing? Like, wow, that shows you how great humanity can be. Like, like, and and no matter what, like comedy in general, it shouldn't be so over processed. It shouldn't be so lame either. Like comedy was supposed to be, yeah, across the limit, exactly. Like jokes are supposed to be, here's the line. You can get to as close to it as possible. The best jokes are usually right around there. Once you pass that point, then you're starting to get over it. Because there are a lot of people, like, let's say, George Carlin, Gabriel Iglesias, Robin Williams, it's just so many other comedians, too, I can name. They've made a lot of uh, racist jokes, but they're not known as racist because they know how to time it. They say racist jokes here and there, but then they can say other jokes about their own race, about political stuff, and all that other shit. So it's also a good thing to know in comedy is timing everything because you can't just make the same jokes. Yeah, that's true. A lot of people make 9/11 jokes all the time. Which some people either get really pissed off about because they either, because I know a few people that had to work like in service around that time, so I get why they're pissed off. But to other people, it's like, yeah, it sucks that it happened, but let's just laugh about it now because there's too many things to be so sad about. Yeah, that's also another thing is spreading out everything because you can make 9/11 jokes here and there or just any other jokes, but you just can't get to the point where you're saying it over and over because then that's your image. Like I said earlier, representation. Because if you keep saying racist jokes, like some racist jokes are funny, funny as hell sometimes. But then if you keep saying racist jokes, then yeah, you're racist. And that's what people are gonna have as their image of you. Yeah, basically. It's just, but now comedy is just very weird because you're trying not to offend people. Like, what happened to that? What happened to being of like comedy was supposed to be offensive, but within the limits. When you got too offensive, that was past the limit. But you're supposed to time your jokes. You're supposed to say things that are offensive but funny if you say the joke correctly and everything. But just uh, you have to be careful with what you say. Yeah, there's no fine line of offensive and funny anymore. It's just you're either really offensive or you're really funny. And yeah, so and it bothers me too because you have to worry about cancel culture, communities of LGBTQ or whatever. Like they keep changing it, so I just call it the gay community for short because I can't keep track because I'm not always like, oh, what's it called now? Because it's their community. Yeah, there's so many jokes you can say, but then you can't just limit because you can't just make one kind of joke and expect it to be funny for an hour. Because if you're doing a show and stuff, especially if it's a special or anything, you're doing it for about an hour or an hour and a half. So if you're just sticking to one kind of joke, how the hell are you gonna do that for that long? Yeah, I guess that is a little true, I guess. This I wish music, I wish comedy, I wish a lot of things were as they were and people didn't change it because yeah, yeah, because and a thing I've said earlier too is words are just words. It doesn't matter what meaning and stuff you put to them because we as a we as a species decided this word means that word. This word means that word. But let's change words to be more offensive for fucking no reason. Like the word for cigarette or a bundle of sticks is now a slur towards gay people now. Why do we do it? Fucking no clue. And then we also invent words that sometimes make no sense. Like a word that makes no sense to me is homophobic and transphobic. To people that might have it would be for a better reason, but for people that call people those names are because oh they don't agree with gay sex and stuff like that. Which one, who cares? They're sleeping with other people. It's not like you have to. Number one, and number two, the people that are usually called homophobic are people who would willingly probably hurt them really bad and not be scared of them. Like there are people who probably would be scared, and then there's people that aren't scared that are being called that. Like it seems a little backwards, and it makes no sense because phobia, especially when you think of it like this, if you put someone with arachnophobia in a room full of spiders, scorpions, and stuff like that, yeah, they're gonna be a lot more scared. But if you do the same thing with homophobic and stuff like that, they might feel uncomfortable. Well, it's not like a fear thing. It's just like they're not comfortable around those kinds of people. Which I get it because I haven't been through it, but just I get it. There's some people that you're not comfortable with. Like I'm not comfortable around very hyper people. I don't know what it is, but it's just like it. They seem very tiring to me. So I tend to stay a little bit back. Like I might talk to some of them. I'm not going to be like that much of a douche, but you can't just always be comfortable around everyone because everyone has the people that you don't normally agree with, like people that are very out there, very theatrical, very hyperactive, very down, doom and gloom and stuff like that. Like I get it. Not everyone wants to be around those people because of some things. Yeah, exactly. You either deal with it or not. That's a good point. And just, I don't know what happened to people's thought process because it just went from the simplest fucking thing to just, why even bother? Like, why? Why just talk about it? Why do anything about it? Because all you're gonna do is either have people that agree with you and people that wish you were dead. It's just, you know how many times I want to strangle people because of that? It's just, it could, nothing needs to be complicated. Yeah. Um, I, I don't. Just, I get people sometimes, but I don't get people. Some people can be very predictable and easy to understand, so it helps you. But then there's just the people that are like, why are you like this? Why do you do the things you do? And sometimes it has good reasons, but there's a lot of times, especially nowadays, where like, why the hell are you even doing this when you have no good reason? So, yeah, education unbearing. And even education sometimes too is not right because there's some things about history that people don't know about. And even that starts argument when people, no matter who's saying it, will tell you, this happened, right? This happened at this point in time, right? It's not just this and that happened. And it just gets very problematic. Like, I can say things that can piss off a lot of people because, yeah, this stuff happened. If you don't want to accept the fact, then why are you accepting the other things as facts? You know? Like, why accept one thing as true, but the other thing is false if both were true, both happened? History is a very fun game because a lot of people like to go, I'm proud to be this and that, but as someone who likes looking at a lot of history of any culture or any race or any history or any part of the country and stuff like that, there's a lot of things that went wrong. There's a lot of things that could have been done or turned out a lot better, but sadly, that isn't the case. And so, if you're gonna stand uh, proudly about something, you also have to accept the fact that at one point or another, no matter if you do or don't know, that eventually who you stand for did something wrong at some point or another. So there is no good ground to stand on if you're gonna use history, because then there's always that part that tells you that at some point you weren't gonna like it, but they weren't as good people, and that can happen with anybody, any group, anything. So it's just like even a lot of things that were supposed to be good even turn out bad too, or even things that were lied to about being good were just turned out to be very awful. Like a lot of things were just cash grabs and they're supposed to help communities and stuff like that, but they turned out to just be something that gathered millions of dollars and ended up paying for stuff that they wanted and no one else. And it's broken promises, basically. It's not fun. But you do have to just accept it as it is, and you either agree with it, you don't, but you shouldn't be very proud of things that other people did because then there's other people that ruin things. So, especially music nowadays. What happened to good music, in my opinion? Because I don't like what people are listening to nowadays. And people go, "Oh, this is good, that's good." I really like a lot of people and their music because it. it's all about bragging, about money, about sex, about who can take the bigger dick or who slept with more people, this and that. Like, who cares? Several other people have done the same thing over and over and over again. And let's, like, what is it? Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Doja Cat, Ice Spice a little bit, not really, but just a tiny bit, mostly because of how much she's been sexualized and what she does and this and that, I guess. I don't know, but most of the other people, a lot of it is just, yeah, a lot of them are awful. Like, this is supposed to be your representation of young women today. Like, I don't want to, like, it's funny to a point where all of a sudden your daughter's going, oh, I want to be a stripper when I grow up. Like, fucking really? It's ridiculous. And then there's very rarely anybody that I like too, especially when it comes to just rap and hip hop. And like the only female artist I really like before I even knew who she looked like, I liked Billie Eilish's song. Not the bad guy one, but I like some of her softer tones. There was something actually nice to listen to. She has other songs that aren't always like a little peaceful to listen to, relaxing stuff that just a good mood to like sit down and think of life kind of music. And when I finally got to see who she looks like, or what she looks like, I should say, uh, she's a very beautiful woman. So having good music and looks good, wow, that's something that not a lot of fucking people can pull off. Canal just wow, that's a little stupid. Uh, the sucky part is, I and like I said earlier, I always find myself in weird gray lines, in that gray area. Yes, I am part of, yeah, yeah, due to a few times. The fucking, I am part of Gen Z, and I agree with a lot of millennials. Because one, I grew up around a lot of them, but two, I get what they're getting at. Because I like a lot of stuff that are older than me. I like a lot of things from 60s, 70s, even 80s and 90s. Because a lot of that stuff was actually really good. From the music, some of the clothing were questionable, but there's other things that were really good. There's so many things I like. And then when it comes to my own generation, I'm going, why the fuck do I have to accept that? This is what I have to call my people, my generation, and stuff like that. Like, it sucks. Because, yes, I have to sit down and admit that, yes, I am part of this generation. But, doesn't mean I like it. Doesn't mean I like it. Because I can agree with a lot of millennials going, like, this is, you're just fucking retarded sometimes. Or this and that. And then there's other times where I have to go against millennials sometimes, going like, sometimes you just need to just sit back and relax, because you're taking things a little too far. But that can go with anything at the same time. So, I wish my generation did not make things very complicated. Because remember the trend of getting the Panzer, the Nazi symbol kind of thing, as a tattoo and called it Gen Z tattoo? Yeah, sometimes me too, but you gotta accept where you're born, because or when you're born, because that's how life is. Life is. Excuse me. But it is also going to be weird too that there's going to be a lot of things that the newer generations aren't going to remember because I'm already having like weird nostalgia kicks too. Like like newer generations aren't going to remember Snapple and glass bottles because a lot of newer generations weren't born around when Snapple tea was in glass. Now it's in plastic bottles. Now it has a new label design or logo design, and now you can buy them in like six packs and stuff like that. I remember when I used to be able to go in to like a Albertsons or any store in general, grab a just a bottle of peach or mango Snapple in a glass, hear that pop when you open it and drink it and enjoy it. Not a lot of people are gonna know about that because, or newer generations aren't gonna know about that because they're not born around that time when it used to be a thing, or when maybe they were born but they weren't developed enough to remember that thing because their brain wasn't developed to have memory, good memories yet. And there's even other things that even my generation doesn't know too. Like I remember when I wasn't able to sleep, watch a late a lot of late night shows. Like instead of watching SpongeBob, I'd go to Nick at Night and I watched George Lopez. And in one of my streams, I was playing with one of my friends, and this random kid was talking, and I asked him at one point, like, "Do you even know who George Lopez is?" And he's like, "No, who's that kid?" My heart dropped. Like, oh, when I was just like, yeah, it's just things are moving a little too fast. Where even the smallest things are just old memories now. Like, not a lot of people are gonna know who George Lopez is on uh anymore. Not a lot of people are gonna know about all these older shows and stuff because it's just things do move on eventually. Because not a lot of people are gonna remember Abbott and Costello because that used to be in black and white, which I did end up watching a lot of episodes of Abbott Costello. It's really nice. It's a good classic black and white show, but not a lot of people even know what that is. So, but it is something that I actually used to wake up early in the morning. Or The Nanny. That's a nice old show too I used to watch, but that's even older. A lot of these shows are older than I am. That is true. A lot of things are way too developed and developing very rapidly, more than people can probably comprehend unless they like sit and think about it. Because you can go like, oh, this, things aren't that too. Because I do remember playing uh outside with my friends a lot. I miss that. I miss being able to be outside until the lights turned on, until I was old enough where I can be up even before that. Like I miss that. I miss being able to just be out for hours from early in the morning to late at night with my friends. We could be hanging out with Nerf guns or just playing with sticks, or we can just walk around and have a talk. Go to like a close store or some food joint or something, just grab a drink or grab some food and stuff like that. I remember a lot of those times and I miss those times. Yeah, and it's just it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird, and I don't even know if I want to have kids because of some of that facts. Well, at the same time, everything is getting very expensive, and unless I'm making millions off of doing whatever job I end up doing, because I do want to do music, but I might not be able to do that. So I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to do this every day. So because kind of need numbers and shit, but I'm just taking it as slow as I can and just enjoying what I can. But eventually, I have to find a job that makes enough money, and just supporting kids and stuff like that. It sounds way too hard, especially already nowadays. And just the fact that you can't just let them sit outside now and just let them have fun. This I miss a lot, but things change, so not much you can do anymore. Just sit back and accept that this is now. This is reality. This is what everyone has chose to do and made it our reality. So it's fun. I say fun in heavy quotations. But yeah. And there's a lot of things too, like certain words people say, like, oh, you don't have Riz. People, I didn't know what that meant for a while too. It's basically, oh, you got no game and stuff like, really? Just say you got no game. A lot of people do eventually wish they were a kid though, but eventually they also just accept that they had a chance of being a kid, but either they blew it or didn't appreciate it enough. Which I ended up appreciating it a lot more because I know that later in life I wasn't always going to have this, and that's kind of where I am now. Is I appreciate that I was able to think about a lot of that stuff when I was younger, because definitely now it's definitely not as fun as it used to be living. So it's whatever, I guess. There's a lot I can say about the past, but even the past wasn't always great because there's a lot of stuff that happened in my past at least, but it's just how things turn out. Your life could have been completely different with one thing or another, but that can be done with a lot of things now too, so it don't really matter. It's just way too much. Just just way too much. From Cap to Riz to fuck, what are the other ones? Skibbity toilet or whatever there's so many shit. I hate I hate newer generations for some of the stuff that they came up with. I hate my generation for coming up with some of these stupid things because just why did you need to change a four-letter word for another four-letter word from game to Riz? It's the same thing. It's the same fucking thing. But can't change anything because I'm not most people. Yeah, it's People are weird. No matter what, people are gonna be weird. Exactly. We have Old English, we have English, and we have New English, which is fucking more retarded than regular English, because even normal English in general can be confusing sometimes, so. But now people made it even more complicated, so it makes no fucking sense. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Why can just why can't things just be left normal? Yeah, exactly. I just there's nothing good from the things I've seen. Like, there's nothing to be impressed about on a lot of stuff because it's just overdone, overcomplicated, and it doesn't need to be. Basically, it, dude, and especially with like new kids YouTube videos and stuff like that. Because I don't watch them. I just eventually hear people talking about them, and it's like, why the fuck is this same song, Five Little Monkeys Jumping on the Bed, being redone over and over with pigs or other things or monster? Like, fucking just come up with something new. Are you fuck? Never heard of it, but it sounds ridiculous. Jesus Christ. Skibbity toilet phantom text. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. People need to be more creative and not just make a bunch of shit post things because yeah, I'm not going to. I'm not gonna check it. I prefer staying in my lane of what I like and what I'm used to because I don't like new things because all the new things suck. I don't care if people quote me on that because it does. It's just ridiculous. It, there's no good entertainment anymore because there's so many YouTube channels and Twitch channels now that are doing so much things that other people can't really compete. Oh, I bet it's up there. I don't know. I never seen it, but judging from how many people keep talking about it and stuff, I feel like it's fucking up there. Like hundreds of millions, I'm guessing, or even higher than that. Just screw the guy who made Skibbity Toilet. Search the fuck boom. Right. And the funny part is, I think the guy even the guy said like, if you don't like Skibbity Toilet, then you're just lame or something like that. Like, no one fucking cares about it in the first place. You fucking kidding me? Hold on. 35.6 million subscribers. What the f 104,111,876 views. Like the recent video? Fucking Christ. All of these are up in the that's ridiculous. That's just fucking ridiculous. That is crazy to get, like you said, 2 million views a few days, just in a few days to get that many views is ridiculous. Just to make something that just sucks. Wow. Wow. And so it's like, what was it? NFTs, basically, pay thousands to millions of dollars just to use something fucking stupid. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. I'm guessing billions, I'm guessing. I'm guessing it's not just in millions at this point. How much money does this guy fucking make? 'Cause that's ridiculous. Well, not in the billions, but Jesus Christ, $43 million. That's goddamn ridiculous. Oh, fuck that. I don't want to talk about that. That's ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous. And around $70 million from his merch video. Jesus Christ. It does sound fake, but it isn't. Yeah, it's ridiculous. That guy became fucking a millionaire just from the most basic, stupid thing of a head coming out of a toilet. That's ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous. Uh, anyway, enough of that dipshit. Of course, of course he's a cocky asshole too, egotistical, shaming celebrities. That's all you did was have enough hard work to make animation of something fucking ridiculous as these people are spending so much time and effort to draw perfect, beautiful art, to act for a movie show or something, and you're gonna fucking shame them. Like that's ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous. Uh, uh, God, I want to murder today. This is just fucking, that's ridiculous. But even stuff like that, like, not everyone can do the same thing, too. Because there's a lot of people that work really hard that are artists, animators, and stuff. And they're not getting a lot of fucking recognition for it, too. Wow. That's ridiculous. The fact that there is a prediction to make at least $1 billion by 25 or sooner, it's not even that good. It's not even worth it. You know, it's like modern art. Like, why am I gonna pay thousands of dollars for a painting of just two or three colors painted on a thing that isn't like art? It's just blank. Like, if you're using only two or three different colors and like using different shades of it and stuff like that to make something, that would be impressive. It's limiting yourself and you're doing design and stuff. But just having two or three colors painted there. Like there's one that is called like Nameless or something like that. And it's just blue, red, and yellow. And it costs thousands of dollars. And it looks like a fucking country flag. Yes, exactly. A lot of animation team, especially for anime, because like I'm not a big fan of like a lot of stuff that comes from Japan and stuff, because a lot of things I feel like, yeah, just because you like their culture doesn't mean I have to. Because there are some things that I even question, like why the hell is this even a thing? But I do like that they're a lot more cleaner. But when it comes to like you said, Demon Slayer, Chainsaw Man, and there's so many other uh great animations and stuff like that that just fucking do so well, and this guy makes a lot of money just from making a head on a toilet. You gotta where there. Yeah, and like it is hard to be an animator. Just for the simplest animations to even the most complicated animation. A lot of it takes a lot of work. It could be the most simplest, or it could be the most detailed, hair swooshing, turnaround, body twisting, this and that. And this guy is making that much money from a head on a toilet. TikTok's banned over there. Where, where are you then, actually? Because I'm curious now. Because it was supposed to be India. Ooh, that's probably a good thing that a lot of places are fucking banning TikTok. Because I wish it was banned here. Because I keep it because some of my family members like share stuff here and there. But other than that, I barely use it. I barely like the app. I only do it or use it to promote shit here and there. Because sometimes I get more views if I post some things on there. Other than that, I barely use it. That is true too, because a lot of a lot of things are easily stolen on a lot of apps and stuff. So that is a good reason for stealing personal information. That makes sense. Because there is a lot of times where it's concerning where you type in on one thing or another, and then all of a sudden that same thing pops up like, oh, I'm looking for a new toilet, looking for new shower curtains, looking for best places to eat, looking for just something, and then all of a sudden you keep getting it over and over. Like, I only need it the one time, I don't need it all my life. But since it picks it up, now it's going to be popped up over and over, which gets very concerning. Especially when you don't look it up and you think of it like that. That's even more concerning. Like, I know you're looking for the best taco joint. I know you're looking for uh, this and that. January 1st. Uh, I feel like TikTok, uh, it was good for some people to get a good start because there are some creators that I do like. And I like, sometimes when I use TikTok, I mostly focus on either cat videos or just animators and artists and stuff like that because that's ones I mostly like watching. But other than that, like everything else, I don't care about it. I would rather delete it, but I'm only keeping it just because of family and stuff like that. That's mainly it. Other than that, I would delete it in a heartbeat. I fucking despise it. It's ridiculous. Especially when it came to the big trend of wasting food. Like, this is how I have my coffee. Like a shot of espresso and then fucking gallons of milk being poured into a fucking cup, spilling over, wasting all that fucking, like, you paid for it, yeah, but you're just fucking wasting it. That's fucking ugly. Oh, you don't like this thing? Death threat, death threat. Everyone's got a fucking death threat. A lot of people death threat me and they haven't done shit because a lot of it's just talking out their ass. That is very sad but true. I have to agree with you. I'm not offended. I don't care about the U.S. I may be from the U.S., but I could be born anywhere. I'm not going to care for any country. Yeah. Just a lot of stuff in the U.S. too is very sad because you have less people of wanting to do a lot. But at the same time, I don't want to go for a country that doesn't care for you. Like, if you're gonna be in the service, good luck to you. Hope you make it through. Hopefully, you helps you mentally and stuff, because sometimes it is a good thing to be broken down and remade to someone better. Because sometimes that's what service does is, or serving does is helps make you a better person. But to me, it's not. I don't care about this country. I don't want to. I just want to be me. I just want to be me by myself, do my own things that hopefully help people because I like making people feel better. I like talking with people sometimes. I don't like people in general at the same time. It's a weird mix. But there's just too many problems with a lot of countries in the world that just get really ridiculous. That is true. But I feel like a lot of things sneak into app stores and stuff, or Play stores, but because there's a lot of games that aren't even games, there's just ways to get advertisements out. Because mobile games aren't even mobile games anymore, that's just filled with nothing but ads. Just filled with so many ads about another game that this creator made or other creators made, or it's talking about TikTok, or it's talking about like other apps and stuff like that. Like, it's not even a game anymore, it's just advertisement. Because every 2 seconds is like another ad pops up. So when games have like play like 5, 6 levels and then the ad pops up. Those are a lot more relieving because uh, you don't have to watch apps all the time just to play the game. You can just play the game, watch an app here and there, or an ad here and there, and then you can play the game still. Like it's ridiculous. It A lot of things need work, especially when it comes to tech and stuff. Like you can't enjoy a lot of things anymore because it's just overdone, repeated, and same thing over and over. Like even other YouTubers and stuff too. Like what I was trying to get at was a lot of them try to do the next new thing, spend a lot of money to try new things, going around their country getting a bunch of fast food or fries and drinks and stuff like that. And it gets to the point where everyone's doing it. Yeah, basically. No matter no matter what you do, you open an app, close the app, you try to retry, you click cancel, I don't want to watch an ad, and then somehow there's another ad right after it. So it's like if I clicked I want to watch an ad, it makes me question like was there going to be two ads or something like that? So it gets really ridiculous. And then there's no more joy in things. It's just overdone way too much. It's the same thing over and over. It's like a lot of movies and shows too. Is there's no more originality. It's just, oh, this movie is exactly like this other movie that came out not that long ago, or the movie that just came out looks like this other movie that came out like a day or two ago. There's no creativity. It's just it sucks. A lot of things are ruined. Wish people actually took the time to think about things and make it better and not just say they are and then makes it worse. That's good. That's pretty cool. Hopefully you guys are able to get that working properly because I, I feel like uh, that could actually make a lot of money too if you decide to sell it. But we definitely need stuff like that to slow down a bunch of apps or just get rid of them entirely because it's like if I click on this thing or that thing, it's just gonna be so much of trying to click out of it just to get another thing. Well, hopefully that gets all that gets fixed and everything because that sounds really useful. So good luck to you and your buddies on that because that sounds really good. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be thankful to have something to finally get rid of all those app or ads and stuff like that because freaking ridiculous. Especially when everything's about advertisement now. Advertisement, commercials and shit. It's ridiculous. This It's like I want to enjoy this video, I want to enjoy this game, I want to enjoy something, but it's too many damn apps or ads. And too many apps like that too, so it works either way. 'Cause- But when there's problems, people find good ways to profit off of it, so that's pretty good. That sounds really impressive. Hopefully, hopefully that is able to come out soon. Although it is gonna, of course, take time. Every good thing takes time, so. Because especially nowadays, because a lot of music and stuff is like, hey, here's this, and it sounds like you made it in like 5 minutes, and it's not that good. Or you can take something that does take time and effort and come up with something even better, you know? But like I said, with a lot of problems, there is always opportunities of business and stuff, which sucks to think about, but there's always some good things that come out of things. Some good things that come out of even other things that happen, so it works, I guess, in the business world. Well, yeah, there's a lot of games and stuff that, or even movies that take so long to come out, so yeah, it might take a year or a decade. Ugh, I'm gonna close it real quick. Alright. It was nice talking to you. It was good to have someone to chat with. I was gonna end this stream a lot sooner, but it was good to be able to talk with you. Later, man. It's always nice to get to talk to people here and there. Life is just full of too much BS that even the simplest things of just having someone nice to talk to is just can make your whole day. And that I feel like made my day. Do feel a lot better. Because like I said, I was gonna end the stream a lot sooner, but eh, might keep it going a little longer. But I wish that people can not as badly as how I am. I think, overthink, and rethink a lot of just anything about multiple things at once, even. But I wish that people can just sit down and just think a little bit more about whatever it is. And because I come up with a lot of conclusions and stuff, and I come up with a lot of things that can mean so much to people that that all it took me was some time to just sit back and think about it. And I come up with pretty good answers and stuff like that. And everyone's like there's some people I talk to that like they're so in their own head and everything that just gets to the point where they hate themselves and stuff like that. But I've been in a state like that before. I'm not gonna pull the I know what it feels like and stuff like that because I still deal with some of that shit. I'm not gonna go like here's the overall answer, but I know things that help other people because my thing is I know it's not like I know everything, but I know why I'm like this, and it's mostly because I know the fact that I'm not gonna always be happy. I'm never really happy, and I accept that. I can chase satisfaction and pleasure and by helping a bunch of people, talking with a bunch of people, having something for people to enjoy, laugh about, make fun of me or this and that, if it's the right kind of making fun of and not just the whole name calling, play this game instead because your ass kind of bullshit. It's just good to have a try to make a decent community because I know I'm not that big, just starting a little bit still, but it's just it's nice to uh think about a lot of things. So sometimes you get easy answers, and the world isn't that complicated. I know that a lot of people are going to disagree on this part or with me on this, but I believe that there is no reason. There is no meaning to life or anything. I feel like people are chasing, oh, there's got to be a meaning to life. Like, no. Because if there was a meaning to life, then that means there's a meaning to everything. That means there's a meaning to why there's so much depression and horrible shit. There's a meaning to why there are some people that do great things. There's meaning to do things in general, but there isn't. It doesn't matter uh, to be a good person or bad person because there's no really good meaning to. It's just in the moment what you're doing with your life. You can be an asshole all you want all your life, but there's no reason to. Or you can talk about or not talk about. You can be the nicest person and do a lot of things for a lot of people. You don't have to, but it's a really nice, good thing to do. And there's no reason to do it, but there's no reason to really stop you for it. Like, there is no good reason for a lot of things. And I feel like that's a lot better, in my opinion at least. It's a lot better to accept that because of just the fact that everyone keeps going in their head like, I have no purpose. No one has a purpose. All the people you like and stuff, they had no purpose to do what they do, but they do it. A lot of them maybe because they have shitty situations, but that's another purpose or reason. But in general, that reason shouldn't have probably happened in the first place because you shouldn't have been doing this and that, or some other people shouldn't have been an asshole fucking up your family situation and stuff like that, or money situation because there was no good reason to. Because there's a lot of people that rob places, kill people, and this and that, but there's no fucking good reason to. There is no reason why there should be bad things happening in general, but it happens. There's no good reason for why people do good things too, because it just happens. In my opinion, there is no reason for anything. There's no meaning for anything unless people make it one. Like there's a lot of meanings behind words, but people like to change the word because then there's no reason, there's no meaning in the word anymore. So, like apple. You can think of an apple like in the Bible, stuff like that, like Adam and Eve. I I'm not religious, but still I know a few things here and there. But an apple can be symbolic and have meaning and stuff like that. But at the same time, there's not really a meaning. It's just an apple that they said to that God apparently said not to eat and stuff like that. So there was no real meaning of it. Like there was no meaning for him to just make that tree in general. So like not a lot of good reasons for any meaning, but it doesn't mean you have to try to beat yourself trying to find one, but also doesn't mean you have to overcomplicate things. But it doesn't mean you need to simplify everything, because if you do, then you come up with a lot of music like nowadays that is just the same thing over and over, way too simplified, way too. boring and hard to really enjoy, I guess. But to each their own, I guess. C'est la vie. It is what it is. Can't change anything. One person. Well, a lot of people that are just one people can change a lot of things, but I'm not that big, not that uh, impressive and stuff. So yeah, kind of works both ways, I guess. That weird balance. But wish things that wish things weren't very complicated as it is, because it never needed to. Music doesn't need to be as complicated, but you don't need to make a song where you rhyme bitch with bitch 4 times, because there's quite a few songs like that, and say this is your greatest hit, because it ain't. It's ass. Because if you can, especially if you have like a good flow state, kind of, or not even, just whatever comes to your mind. You can rap about anything. You can make a song about anything. You can make any genre of music with anything. It doesn't need to be complicated, but people just like to say, "Oh, this is the hardest thing to do." It's not. There's a lot of people that make a lot of good music without even trying. All they do is just sit down and take the time to really think about it. And there's a lot of like, I wish I can make music right now, but there's a lot of things that I written as lyrics and stuff ideas. And every time I ask a few people like, "Hey, does this sound good?" They go, "It sounds really good. Sounds great." And and all it took was me sitting down, whatever pops into my head, I wrote down. Because once I start overthinking about it, start going, "Oh, I need to find a word for this and that," then I stop because then it's just overcomplicating it, which I've tried writing while trying to overthink it, and it turned out awful. I don't like some of it because it's me overthinking it, and it just comes complicated. But it doesn't need to be. But life, I guess. Probably should move that up a little bit. Actually, I want to try something. Gotta burn my hand a little bit. Look how hot this one gets. Yeah, kind of worked a little bit. I think I made it slightly darker. Let's fix that. Oops. Running over wires on the floor. That's fine. That's fine like that. Somewhat back as what it was, but it's fine. It's not perfect, but working with what I got. I know I say that a lot, but it's less for you guys to go like, oh, this is why some things are shitty quality. It's because it's just a reminder of, yeah, I can't do everything. So I can't always have the best stuff because I'm broke. I'm broke. I'm still in school and shit like that. So yeah. Be right back. I'm gonna throw my cup away real quick. All right, back to sitting on the chair weird. Ugh. Forgot I had this drink right next to me, so I finished the other one. Yeah, nice. Make sure it didn't drop. But this was really nice. It was nice to talk to the two people that came up. It was really enjoyable. Hope the two that were talking to me have a good day. Hopefully, I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah. Hopefully, the guys that were talking to me uh have a good day. Hopefully, they're doing really well. For the people that just came in and out, I know there's quite a few people that stopped by and watched, and then or they just said, uh, "Ah, fuck this" or whatever. But and for when this is over on YouTube, because if people even watch my shit, uh, yeah, I hope you like it, like and subscribe, I guess. Excuse me. Ugh. This is an awful outro. Hopefully you enjoyed it, I guess. I don't know. You can and you can't. You, I don't know. You could, but you don't have to, is what I should say. But hopefully this is, uh, hopefully to make up a little bit for missing a few weeks. Because I just didn't know what to do except for the same thing over and over because I got nothing else to do. So, yeah. Hopefully this does help. Some people, if uh, they feel down, hopefully this helps people relate about a few things. So, yeah. With that being said, there.